Welcome, deep divers. I'm Amy,
And I'm Tom. Great to be here.
and this is our daily exploration into fascinating topics. We aim to get you well-informed and fast. Today is Wednesday, and as always on Wednesdays, we're diving deep into crucial insights around personal finance, investments, and really achieving that financial freedom we all look for. So, our mission today, we've got this really compelling set of sources you've shared with us, Tom. They outline some foundational principles for building businesses that not only succeed, but actually last.
Mm,
And we're going to pull out the most important, maybe even surprising, nuggets of knowledge for you listening. Think of it as your shortcut, yeah, to understanding what really drives long-term success.
that's exactly right. And it's crucial to stress these aren't just abstract theories or some kind of high-level business jargon.
Right.
These are practical, universal rules. An experienced entrepreneur actually used these to build several highly profitable ventures, not just one. Yeah, principles that have really stood the test of time. And they're applicable to anyone, really, whether you're launching a side hustle, growing a company, or just looking to build wealth and freedom through business. It's about building something that lasts, something that genuinely serves people.
Okay, let's unpack this. The first core principle feels, well, it feels powerful, maybe even a bit counterintuitive today. Quality above all else.
Mm-hmm.
The sources really hammer this home. Compete fiercely on quality, not on price. It's about prioritizing excellence in, well, everything. Product, service, the whole experience.
Exactly. The idea is that clients who really value quality, they're willing to pay more.
Okay.
And crucially, they remember that quality long after they've forgotten the price.
Mm-hmm.
It builds trust in a way price wars just can't.
That makes sense.
And what's fascinating is seeing this play out across really different businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Take Apple, for instance.
Yeah, classic example.
From the start, right?
Okay.
They commanded high prices. Why? Mostly because of this perception of superior quality, the whole experience they offered.
Mm.
Even now, maybe the quality gap isn't quite what it was, but that legacy of quality, it still drives incredible brand loyalty. People pay a premium for that Apple experience.
They really do.
Or look at the entrepreneur's own agency. It was one of the most expensive, yet it held, get this, 80% market share among its top competitors.
80%. How?
Because clients valued peace of mind. They knew paying, say, 10%, 15%, sometimes even 30% more meant avoiding costly mistakes.
Ah, okay. The cost of failure was higher than the premium.
Precisely. As the sources say, nobody wants to explain a huge screw-up to their boss just because they picked the cheapest option.
Good point.
And this quality focus extended even to their book, Intelligent Investor of the 20th Century. It was one of the priciest financial books out there.
But a bestseller, right.
Multiple times over. And it wasn't just the great information clearly explained, it was the physical quality too. Beautiful printing, unique color charts, rare, then thick paper, large font, comfortable reading. Every detail screamed quality.
So the medium matched the message.
Exactly. And then there's Nutrity supplements. Instead of, dozens of single supplements, they made just 2 comprehensive products, packed with 44 top-tier, high bioavailability ingredients designed for synergy.
Mm.
They absolutely refuse to cut corners. Like using methylcobalamin, it's 10 times pricier, but way more effective instead of the cheaper cyanocobalamin, which doesn't even work for 10–15% of people and might even be toxic.
Wow, that's a serious commitment.
It is. The takeaway is
Mm.
every single detail matters. Product, packaging, website, even how easy it is to buy. High ethics, high quality. That's how you build a major long-term business with a rock-solid reputation. You just can't compete purely on price long-term.
That's a powerful argument. But, in today's market, the pressure to lower prices is immense.
Yeah.
How do you resist that temptation, really stick to quality first when competitors are constantly undercutting? It sounds hard.
Oh, it absolutely is a challenge. The sources don't pretend it's easy. It requires knowing your ideal client, really understanding them, the one who values the solution, the peace of mind, more than just the lowest price tag. And it needs confidence in what you offer. You have to be willing to walk away from clients who only care about price. It's about building a brand that means something. Takes time, consistent effort, but the payoff.
Yeah.
Huge loyalty, strong market share. We see it in the examples.
Okay, excellent point. So beyond the product, the sources stress that real business longevity comes down to something less tangible: trust and loyalty. Which brings us neatly to principle number 2, cultivating reputation and client loyalty.
Yes.
Building for the long haul isn't just what you sell, but how you build those relationships. And the sources are clear. lose your reputation, and it's incredibly hard to get back. It's the bedrock.
Absolutely. And if we look closer, this principle has a few key parts to build that trust.
Yeah.
First, there's the surprising power of giving freebies, a little extra.
Freebies, really?
Yeah, people appreciate unexpected gifts or additions more than an equivalent price cut. It just lands differently, creates more appreciation.
Interesting. Like what?
Well, remember the Intelligent Investor book? Buyers got extra recordings over time, like up to 10. Or clients signing up for broker accounts via their referral. They got free access to other services.
Okay.
For really high-budget clients, they gave away a whole course on family foundations. For free. Even simple things, like gift baskets, when someone completes buying a house in Majorca through their service. Small gestures, big impact on goodwill and trust.
Makes sense.
Then second part, mastering how you handle mistakes. Because errors will happen. That's just business.
Right. Nobody's perfect.
Exactly. The key is recovery. The process is clear. Apologize sincerely. Explain why it happened. Take full responsibility. Propose solutions. Act fast. And crucially, offer extra compensation, something extra, maybe a refund for their trouble.
So own it completely and make it right, plus a little more.
Precisely. There's this great example from the 2000s, a mobile operator called Hija.
Yeah.
Their supplier messed up. Forgot a UV filter on 5,000 promotional hands. They started fading. Big problem. The manufacturer, even though it cost them around $350,000, took the hit. They repainted all the hands. That transparency, that commitment, it kept the client loyal. They earned back that loss with interest later on.
Wow.
And the entrepreneur shared a personal story, too. Times when clients didn't pay them, but they still pay their own team out of their own pocket, showing that commitment.
That's huge.
Finally, there's building real long-term personal relationships, treating clients like colleagues, even friends, going beyond just the transaction.
Getting to know the person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Finding common ground hobbies, travel, family. In the agency, they figured 90% of orders came from knowing clients well. Lunches, company events, even personal Christmas visits with small gifts.
That's dedication.
He even kept an Excel sheet, client details, kids' names, hobbies, birthdays, sending thoughtful messages. It made a massive difference to sales. It's about being human.
That example of paying your team even when you haven't been paid, that really speaks volumes about integrity. But it also highlights a risk, right? Could that bankrupt a smaller business if the hit is too big?
That's a very fair question. It's about balance. The sources suggest it's not about, blind self-sacrifice. It's strategic integrity.
Strategic integrity, I like that.
Yeah, it's understanding that the long-term value of your reputation, your team's loyalty, often outweighs that short-term financial hit. For a small business, the scale might be different, sure, but the principle holds. Protecting reputation and morale is an investment, not just an expense. A calculated risk based on believing goodwill pays off.
Okay, that clarifies it,
Yeah.
which leads perfectly into Principle 3, the ironclad rule. Never cheat, always deliver. This feels like the ethical core underpinning everything else.
It really is.
The absolute imperative, don't cheat anyone, employees, partners, clients. Keep your promises no matter the cost, because one broken promise can shatter relationships and, maybe worse, just rot the company culture from the inside out.
And the corrosive effect of dishonesty is huge. Conversely, integrity is incredibly powerful. Think about that salesman example.
Right, the one who hit huge numbers but didn't get his full commission.
Exactly. Brought in over $500,000, but only got paid commission on the first $300,000. What happens? Instant demotivation. Why push harder if you won't get rewarded? You have to reward your top performers fully.
Seems obvious, but clearly not always practiced.
Sadly, no. And then there's that collaborator who specifically said the entrepreneur never cheated him. The fact that this stands out tells you how rare and valuable that trust is. Now, things change. Agreements sometimes need to evolve. That happens.
Yeah, business isn't static.
But you have to manage it transparently. If terms need adjusting, talk openly. Seek a compromise. And always document the new agreement in writing. An email summary, anything. Avoids memory failure later.
Good practical advice.
The entrepreneur had this project with a collaborator, Grezigors. Went way over budget, over time.
Yeah.
They had an honest talk, found a compromise. Even though the collaborator sent a document lowering expectations, the entrepreneur promised, if this succeeds, we'll revisit this, make sure it's fair. That builds trust, even through tough times.
That transparency is key. Okay, let's shift gears slightly to mindset. Principle 4. Money should be a byproduct, not the goal.
Yes. A big one.
Here, money isn't the primary target, it's the natural result of doing things right. The entrepreneur admitted, yeah, money was a huge motivator early on, especially as an employee. But that shifted as wealth grew.
Mhm.
Now, the focus is delivering excellent quality, making sure clients are genuinely satisfied. It's long-term thinking over short-term cash grabs.
And what's fascinating is how this reframes profit. It becomes a measure of client happiness, of value delivered.
Right.
It means sometimes making strategic sacrifices short term, maybe earning, say, $7,000 profit on a client instead of pushing for $10,000 because you provided extra service and added bonus,
So leaving a little money on the table, potentially.
potentially, in that single transaction. But that leads to incredibly high client satisfaction. And that has a massive referral payoff.
Ah, the long game.
Exactly. One super happy client, they might bring you 5 more. So you made $7 instead of $10 on client 1. But those 5 referrals, treated just as well, bring in $35,000. Way more than nickel and diming the first person.
Makes perfect sense when you put it like that.
And this customer-first approach, it has to be baked into the company culture.
Mm.
Everyone, especially employees, needs to get that client happiness and the value provided are the real bottom line.
That's a powerful reframe. But honestly, when you're just starting out, cash flow is king, right?
Yeah.
Isn't focusing intensely on money just essential for survival? How do you balance that initial need with this money as a byproduct idea?
That's a critical tension, no doubt, especially for new businesses.
Yeah.
Financial viability is non-negotiable. But the distinction is subtle. It's how you pursue the money. Are you chasing every last dollar, maybe cutting corners on quality or trust? Or are you delivering such exceptional value that profit becomes the natural result? The second path is a conscious choice.
Yeah.
From day one, prioritize quality, prioritize trust, even if it means slightly slower growth initially. Build a brand that can command better prices and inspire loyalty. That ensures long-term profit, even if the first few steps are modest.
Got it. So once you've got quality and loyalty nailed down, how do you escape just trading time for money? Which brings us to principle 5, the power of scalability.
Yes. Crucial for significant growth.
There's that great proverb, no one ever got rich on crumbs. Scalability here means creating products or services you can sell to many, many people with minimal extra work per sale, maximizing impact without killing yourself.
And this tackles that fundamental limit of personal time and effort. Think about professionals like lawyers, doctors, architects. Great hourly rates, sure.
But finite hours.
Exactly. There's a ceiling. Same for individual consultations. Enjoyable, well paid, yes, but limited by your personal time. You can't consult 24/7.
True.
But then look at highly scalable things. Books, courses. The entrepreneur spent, what, 9 months of intense work writing that book? That single effort created a product that sold tens of thousands of copies. 60,000 sets of Intelligent Investor. A course can reach thousands. The effective hourly rate becomes, well, disproportionately huge. One-time effort, ongoing returns.
Okay, so what were their scalable examples?
Well, the book and courses were limited by the Polish-speaking market interested in investing. Trader's Portfolio, similar limitation, Polish speakers with a decent budget.
Right.
House of Mallorca, the property service. That's scalable by hiring more customer service staff, like Isa. Training new people is a bottleneck, but it can scale.
Okay.
Nutrity supplements, currently just Poland, but huge potential for international scaling if they adapt recipes to local rules.
And the less scalable.
Independent finance, the tax optimization service. Serves big clients, yes, but growth is constrained. Why? You need highly specialized tax experts like Mateusz Tomczyk, Mirek Puzaski. Hiring and training them takes time, and their time is limited too.
So high expertise limits scalability there.
Exactly, and the entrepreneur is stressed. You don't sacrifice quality for faster growth in that kind of business. It's a conscious choice to manage growth, maintain the standard.
It seems like true scalability often needs that big upfront investment time or money to create the leverage. How do you decide what to scale and what needs to stay specialized without compromising that quality focus?
That's the strategic heart of it. The sources suggest identifying core skills that must stay specialized, human intensive, often deep expertise, direct client relationships.
Okay.
For everything else, information delivery, maybe manufacturing, initial client processing. Look for ways to systematize, productize. It's about choosing where your finite resources have the biggest impact. Understanding not everything can or should scale infinitely.
Makes sense. Shifting perspective again. How about challenging the way we even think about work? Principle 6. Embracing innovation and mindset shifts.
Challenging assumptions.
Exactly. True progress often means questioning conventional wisdom, breaking free from self-imposed limits on growth or efficiency. Continuous innovation.
And what's really striking here is the entrepreneur's early adoption of remote work, way back in 2014.
Before it was cool or necessary.
Absolutely. Back then, other business owners were skeptical. You can't control remote employees. How do you know they're working? That was the mindset.
I remember hearing that a lot.
But they challenged it, focused on project completion, not hours clocked, recognizing that creative intellectual work, you're not effective for 8 straight hours anyway.
So true.
The benefits were huge. Employees could take breaks, walks, meditation boosting productivity, save commute time, maybe 1.5 hours daily, no mandatory lunch breaks, fewer office distractions. He mentioned a study in his old office smokers wasted nearly 2 hours a day on breaks and chatter.
2 hours. Wow.
Plus, remote work blows the talent pool wide open. Instead of just Warsaw's 3 million people, suddenly you've got access to the entire Polish-speaking pool of 40 million.
Huge difference.
Often lower salary expectations outside big cities too. Higher job satisfaction for employees, potentially lower costs, and flexibility like Carol, an employee working from Spain or Croatia because he could. A win-win.
That smoker study is genuinely eye-opening, challenges my own assumptions about office efficiency, but still managing remote teams effectively, keeping that cohesion, that's tough without daily friends time, right? How did they address that?
That's a critical point. The focus shifts away from just unsupervised physical presence
Right.
towards structured communication and trust, clear project tools, regular virtual check-ins, formal and informal, deliberately fostering a positive, results-focused culture that values autonomy. It's about building systems for remote work, not just trying to copy the office online.
Okay, so embrace new mindsets, then use tools smartly. Which leads to our final principle, strategic optimization with technology. Systematically improving processes, especially using tech.
Yes, working smarter. And AI is a big part of this now.
How so?
Look at independent finance, the accounting and tax firm. They cut time spent on basic accounting tasks by 80%. 80% using technology.
How did they manage that?
Clients don't mail stacks of paper, they just photograph invoices with an app.
Okay, simple enough.
AI then processes and enters the documents. It massively reduces that monotonous, error-prone human data entry. Humans still verify, sure, but the error rate plummets. And the huge benefit, it frees up the human experts. Instead of keying in data, they're informing clients about legal changes, doing deep tax consultations, finding optimization strategies, higher value work.
Using technology for the grunt work, freeing up human brains.
Exactly. The entrepreneur is actively training staff on how AI can optimize even more processes. They see it as a total game changer.
Wow, what a journey through these principles today. We've really covered some ground from that unwavering focus on quality and building deep client loyalty to the power of scalability, embracing innovation like remote work way ahead of the curve, and strategically using tech like AI. These aren't just theories. They feel really practical, grounded in experience. Things you listening can actually apply, whether building a business or just managing your own finances better.
Indeed. And as you reflect on all this, maybe consider which principle really resonates with your situation. Where could you apply a new perspective, either in your business or just your personal finance journey? It's about finding those leverage points that make the biggest difference for you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us for today's deep dive. It's been a really insightful Wednesday focusing on personal finance, investments, and financial freedom.
My pleasure.
Remember to tune in tomorrow, Thursday. We'll shift gears then, exploring the lives of important figures who have genuinely changed our world. You won't want to miss that.